22-minute podcast. 22-minute podcast. Don't want to take up much of your time. Just gonna read some headlines. Stuff.
Welcome to the 22-Minute Podcast. My name is Wes Sievertson. Today is Monday, July 21st.
Another one day.
Another one. And I'm here with Mike Finley.
Hi, y'all.
Yeah, this is the last week, y'all.
Last week of the regular syndicated 22 minutes.
Right. Again, if there ever becomes a reason to monetize some more content, this will be the first thing I think we get back to. You know, again, we're talking about nothing.
Yeah.
I love the idea of, if a network, some sort of network, podcast network, if it doesn't seem to happen for a lot of people, but if the dream came true,
Mm-hmm.
I love the idea of like, okay, it's like, hey guys, we all gotta be here at 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wherever it is,
Right.
and from 10 to 10:45. We break down because the first show that we do is the 22-minute pod. So we just we take the first 45, we get the list together. Maybe we say like certain things we do want to talk about. Oh, you want to do that? I don't really want to do that. Should we do it? 2 out of 3, we're doing it. Okay,
Cool.
That kind of deal, right? And then at 11, we live stream the 22-minute pod and another 22-minute pod. So we do a total of 44 minutes. But you got to pay for that second 22.
Right. Another 22 min.
Right. And so that goes, obviously, that we're dedicated there from 10 to noon. That's all I'm asking from you, right? And then we take a good 2-hour lunch break.
Ooh, yum.
Because that's what life should be.
Yep.
And then we roll back in at 2, and then at 2 we get, I don't know what we would call it, but then we actually would do headlines, right?
Okay.
Do another 44 minutes worth of like headlines and shit, and probably me getting upset at politics.
There's a lot of pie shops don't have any pies.
Well, I don't want to say politics is pie shops don't have any pies.
Yeah, no, that's true.
We need more people screaming about it.
Yeah, no,
At least on my side, our side of the fence.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. We provide about 2 hours of content a day. Well, the other thing is like, okay, say it's Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then the evening show, we take another. So we do another 40. Right, we get there at 2. We're done by 4.
Okay.
And then say again, we take another 2-hour break, and then at 6, every night, or maybe 3 out of 5, there's a specific show going on.
Yep.
The video shop,
Mm-hmm.
the bench to bench,
Right.
The book report podcast, like something like that. Where we again 3 out of 5 days, something maybe 4 out of 5, and we take Friday. I mean, we can always do a dumb live stream, just like, but I don't want to rip anybody. Is it ripping anybody off? That's
Right.
kind of the thing about
this
this format, or what we were doing. We're not really.
Well, because I can't imagine like they were the first to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or the only ones to do it.
Hey, we're doing our version of a radio segment, but what, they own birthdays? You know what I mean? Like, I think that you can do whatever you kind of want.
As long as you don't call it like that.
Sure.
Then, right.
Yeah, people don't own watching random internet videos and then just talking shit.
Right.
So anyway, But I'm just saying we so essentially try to provide about I guess like 3 hours a day of content, but a variety kind of content.
Yeah.
But again, that's if it was our jabs.
Right. Our jorbs.
And we make sure that, you're not working. Yeah, there's a lot of breaks in there, and I guess you're only working 6 hours total if you're doing all 3 of them. But let's only have you do all 3 of them maybe like twice a week or something.
Sure.
What were you saying?
Well, I think it's the other stuff in between too, like the writing of the bits and the.
Yeah. See, if this really was funded, there would be little short films happening all the time. Yeah, just little stupid ideas, mostly to act out the dumb things that we say on
Sure,
the
but also
podcast.
just like keeping all of this going, because
if it's
once
your
it's
job,
going, right, like it's not gonna fucking
that really
stop,
is the crazy
you know?
thing. Yeah, that's
because just more things are gonna come in that you're gonna want to put out.
it's to
It's
actually
encouraging. It's creating that.
encouraging is a
Yeah,
great word
yeah.
for it. It is nuts to if it was actually. I've thought about this 1,000 times.
Nuts? So nuts, donuts?
Well, I wish. See, that I'd also take
Maybe
that
that's
as my
the
job.
retirement contingency.
Dude, I mean, I don't know that a donut shop is like a regular old. I mean, Snuts, Sonuts Donuts. That's more of a novelty. It's more of a novelty space where we're gonna, because let me tell you about Sonuts Donuts real quick, okay?
You like loitering?
Yeah, seriously, we encourage it. As long as you get 1 cup of coffee, dude, I promise you can stay as long as you want.
Right.
As long as you don't fall asleep. I guess there are rules.
Yeah.
But
Right.
anyway.
It's a no nap zone.
Yeah, no nodding off, no naps. And you cannot bring your own food. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
We
This is
sell
a
fucking
business.
donuts.
Right.
But also, the thing about Sonuts Donuts, there's a lot of aspects to it. Again, we're talking about nothing, so I'm telling you all
Right.
about Sonuts
Yeah,
Donuts right now.
This is probably maybe one of our oldest ideas.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple distinct things about
Yeah,
Sonuts
yeah.
Donuts. Snuts, as it's known.
As it's known.
Yeah, so, of course you can get your classic donuts, and of course, I always saw it in like a college town kind of thing where like you obviously encourage the regular donut traffic, but also you encourage a coffee shop vibe, a cafe vibe, so they can come in and study and all that. And you know what else you have in there? You also have like a little love lounge kind of space,
yeah,
right? Where you have a little just elevated corner and some basic PA equipment for your singer songwriters and stuff like that, and to maybe host like open mics because college town, it's always fun to do that. Anyway, so that's kind of that's the main line Sonuts Donuts. But then what you also have is another space, a secondary space, which like needs to be large enough where it's essentially like the smallest kind of like we're doing shows here. We're doing real shows, and there's a stage. And again, where everything's kind of as compact as it can be. So yes, we can fit a 5-person band on the stage, but you can't do 6. There's no way.
Can't do it.
Yeah. And like I'm not saying like there's going to be the busiest place on the weekend because we can only fit maybe 100 people on this fucking dance floor or whatever.
Yep.
But that's essentially what it is. Is like I definitely want to host DIY shows over there, get the bar going, whatever you have to do to technically make it a separate, location kind of thing. Do what you need to do to keep the sound reasonable.
Right.
And then also, and this is where you really make your money. You ready? You keep it open past 2 a.m. and you sell donuts. You got to stop selling alcohol, but you sell donuts and sandwiches to the people who are hungover who need their tummy settled. But then you're also keeping a rave going on, right? In the venue space where you're the one who's actually conducting all of the ecstasy dealers who go out on the dance floor and sell the Molly and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's where you
that's the new level that I haven't heard yet. I like it. Though.
Drug dealing, yes.
Yep.
Yeah. That's where honestly we're gonna make our bank right there.
I wonder if there's natural Molly that you can.
I don't think that's how it works.
No.
I don't think so.
That's fucking funny though.
But no, there is the idea of
I don't think that's how it works.
I get what you mean though, because like there is like pure forms of cocaine
Yeah.
and all that, and like as long as they keep marijuana on a medical
Heroin or what opium or.
Well, yeah, right. Crack is like it's some crazy altered version of cocaine. But anyway, yeah. So that's Donuts. We don't actually have to sell ecstasy, and the rave part, I don't actually see a financial benefit to that.
Right.
But you do stay open late to sell, I think, sandwiches.
Yeah.
Like breakfast sandwiches.
Yep.
And I would love, at least to the point where you could sell it as a novelty, to be like, we specifically did the research and found out that this specific donut or whatever helps your stomach or
Right,
something.
right.
And then advertise that in a college town.
Well, just something that is like open all the time.
pretty much. Yeah.
And like, you don't have to be fudged.
Right.
Or
Right, of
get
course.
fudged, but like,
And we keep those spaces pretty separate.
Yeah.
Other than
Yeah.
obviously like right after the bars close, we can't really keep. They're
Right.
coming to the counter, guys.
But again, it's all about encouraging. This
Yeah.
is an encouraging.
There's going to
place.
be a rainbow behind the counter, like behind, on the wall, painted on the wall. And it's going to say, if you don't like it, we can fight. You know what I mean?
Take it out back.
I'll fight you right now. That's the only kind of discouragement you'll ever find.
Yeah.
But
We only hate your hate and get the fuck out.
pretty much. Because it's just none of your business. I just don't even get it. It's none of your business.
Hi, are you a person just like me?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Welcome.
That's pretty much it. Like, sure, we can have an existential conversation. We've got couches over there for that, all right? Let's have
go
a
to
seat.
Couch Zone.
As Winston Churchill said, "Why stand when you can sit?" That's all he
Why
sounds like.
stand? It's pretty good, Winston.
Thanks. All right, let's do some today stuff. Why
Let's do
not?
it. Yeah.
You know, we'll get back to talking about nothing. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Ooh, music. Let's go. Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum. Wanna tell you, music is the on this day in 1987, hair metal is changed forever when Guns N' Roses splashes on the scene with their debut, Appetite for Destruction. That's Creed. Containing the singles Welcome to the Jungle and Sweet Child O' Mine, and also Take Me Down to the Paradise City where the grass is. Have you seen Can't Hardly Wait?
Oh yeah.
That's what I mostly appreciate Guns N' Roses for is supplying Neil. I don't remember the character.
Well,
the
no,
nerd.
Neil, I think Neil is fucking Freaks and Geeks.
Oh,
Or
God.
at least I know there's a Neil
Yes.
in Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah,
It
for
doesn't
sure, for sure.
instantly stand out of my mind.
But
for,
I
Can't
could
Hardly Wait.
definitely be conflating those two. There's no question. But yeah, the nerd who gets up
Yeah.
and dances and stuff. Yeah, man.
Seth Green, was that who it was?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and honestly, as annoyed by his character as I was as a kid, and you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
I actually watched a little bit of it and like listened to his lines, and I was like, this is actually kind of clever, like
Yeah.
very clever.
Yeah.
But also, there is insight here to hubris. He does kind of see his shortcomings. He's just also a fucking teenager.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, he'll have some understanding of like, I need to actually lean into this way that I feel more
Yeah.
than this pressure that I've been living under.
Growth is what you want to see, baby.
Yeah, dude. You know, that's a
Understanding.
solid script.
Yeah.
It's a solid script, guys.
You know, the '90s were full
Dude.
of a lot of that like style and that.
You know, I don't.
wanna know where that came from
Well, independent
and like
film.
why it came. You think it was independent? Yeah.
Yeah, you really have to look at when independent film, really when Hollywood took over independent film.
Yeah.
A24 is a great example of an independent studio who was like, we need to get big enough that we can become these other guys, because that is the goal, and that's
Yeah,
the unfortunate
yeah,
thing. That's really the option now.
But they can still put out. They can put out quality, but
Luckily,
they can also at the same
they've-
time.
No,
More
No,
consistently put out.
they've carved out. This is what we do.
Yeah.
And it also does show that there's a lane for it, and why don't you do
Yeah,
it more? Well,
yeah.
because it is more hit and miss
Yes.
than known IP or whatever.
But at least we're still giving like that the opportunity.
Also, they're not a giant conglomerate corporation. They have less people to pay,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't have I don't know, decades of the year before that
Mhm.
we need to make more money. We
Right.
need to our stock prices.
we need
to
another
this,
everywhere
Right.
all at once.
They're not really worried about it like that.
And I think a lot of like more predominant celebrities want to be
Oh,
and
dude.
work on smaller
Again, think about how
things.
Right. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
But still have that indie feel.
Well, but also think of how fewer productions are happening.
Yeah.
And definitely, it's like I already think like when you see what's her name? God damn it, Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah,
let's say
Okay.
when you see her doing interviews now and they're asking about Marvel, she's like, "Guys, I did that for money.
Yeah.
I would like to make like things that are a little more substantive."
What was the most recent thing she did that I saw?
Yeah.
Where she was like wanted to have a baby, like it was post-apocalyptic-ish kind of thing, and she couldn't have a baby. The guy from yesterday was her
Okay.
husband.
Sweet. He's good.
Um,
He was in Tenet. Yeah.
Yes. But they're trying to have a baby, but you have to get government approval before you can have a baby.
Okay.
But it was like
The Wanting Seed? Well, it probably wasn't called The Wanting Seed, but
something
yeah.
along those lines.
sure.
Yeah, but it was great,
Yeah.
and like she's been doing a lot of those things. and
Well,
it's
she
just-
wants to be a real actress.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I thought of her, because like I do get the vibe of her being like, "Fuck y'all," please let me like do other things,
Someone told me like one thing about her that she learned from her sisters.
Mm.
She said maybe she said this in an interview, but it was like no is a complete sentence,
Yeah.
and it was just like that's a very
Absolutely.
powerful
Yeah. No.
thing.
I already told you.
Yeah.
I don't need to explain. I just told you what I want. Anyway. No. But honestly, it might be a little naive even to think that you can have that anymore though, because that's what we're talking about.
Sure, yeah.
Is it's just it's not really there.
Yeah.
Whereas like what's her name? Michelle Williams.
Yeah.
Great example of someone who like cool did Dawson's Creek, got on the radar, but then I did a bunch
I
of
didn't
fucking.
realize she was on Dawson's Creek.
Are you joking?
No,
Oh,
no,
She's
no,
the main.
no.
She's the main lady.
Oh,
she's the main lady.
I didn't know that.
Understandable. I didn't watch
Yeah,
any of
yeah.
it. I just remember that's where
I just know I don't want my
Her-
life to be over. I
right.
don't want to wait till my
I
life
don't.
is
Yeah,
over.
her, James Vanderbeek, and Joshua Jackson, right? Whatever.
Oh, Jay Jack.
Yeah, that's where they all came from. That's kind of why I remember.
Well,
that.
Jay Jack was Mighty Ducks.
Right. Excuse me.
But
of course.
before the CW or the WB, whatever the fuck that network
Yes,
was. That
it was WB when Dawson was on.
Okay.
Yeah. But I never watched it for sure.
yeah,
But that's where she.
she got her start, and then she
Right.
went into doing.
She was like, "Well, I want to be an actress."
Yeah.
And there was a clear-cut independent.
Because she did
industry.
Brokeback Mountain.
Well, she did a lot.
Synecdoche,
but-
New York. I mean, I feel like that's much later after.
Yeah, she'd
Dawson's
already
Creek.
done a good. What was the one?
Was Blue Valentine one that she did too?
For sure. man.
Okay. Okay.
And so that's the thing is like, you could be like that's I don't know, that's just not what like A-list actresses do anymore. Like that, because there's just not like that kind of dependable. Because independent film in the 2000s became really well funded and not necessarily
Sure.
as independent
Sure.
as it was in the 70s, 80s, 90s, that kind of thing. And unfortunately, that did lead to like. I kind of like watching even like Coen Brothers movies, older ones where you're like, who's this guy? He's nobody. He's
Yep.
just somebody, and he looks like a normal person and he has one line and they let him,
And he delivers it fucking well.
But instead it's like, oh, you know who that is? He's about to be Bane in the new DC.
Oh, you know who that is.
That's Preston McSkirmer. Like well, who?
Oh
Who
my
cares?
god, I love
He
Princeton.
went
I'm
to-
so excited.
He went to Juilliard, yeah, and like he's just been trying to get his break, and he's got this one line in the Coen Brothers. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is now. And so there's just everything is saturated while obviously saturation is exacerbated. Thank you, Shaun of the Dead, by the lack of production. So yeah, like I don't know. It's like can you have the same kind of career arc starting in like horrible Netflix streaming things that listen, you could have been in a bad movie when in the 90s.
Sure.
But now this is just everything. It's all Netflix bullshit streaming.
Yeah. I
Anyway.
don't know. I feel he's gonna say like in the 90s they pumped out a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But
A
things
lot.
are so much more pumped out now. But it's.
I don't know that
maybe
that's
it's-
true.
But maybe
Yeah.
it's not as.
I think a lot more stuff just.
It's not
is
as advertised as much, We're like,
That's probably true.
okay, hey, I'm
Well,
gonna.
streaming itself, a streaming platform itself is advertising. When you don't have to worry about real estate, literal like real estate on shelves,
Oh, sure.
it's always there.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
no,
Where you don't have to pay to keep this on.
like I remember even in high school or whatever. Like, what's this? What was the movie? I'm trying to think of like, oh yeah, one of Brad Pitt's first movies was this thing.
Yeah. Blue suede shoes or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Cool
yeah.
World. No, right. No, that's the one I'm
Okay,
thinking
okay.
of. 100%.
But Cool World was
And then like but
that
then-
was the opposite of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh yeah. But no, right. And then like a decade later, all of a sudden there's another fucking credit that's before it. It's
Yeah.
called like 3 O'clock High or
Yeah.
something. And you're like, this is.
Oh, 3 O'clock High was dope too.
But it's like
You
this,
seen it? Like somebody gets like, oh my god, have you seen that
No,
movie?
no.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you.
I've seen
mean-
the breakdown.
I
It
don't-
looks ridiculous.
I don't know if
but-
it's the one where like okay he bumps into a bully or something and then it's like okay we're gonna get to a fight
No.
at 3 o'clock. So 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's 3
Okay,
o'clock.
okay,
high.
okay.
And then he's in high school and then I saw this on TBS. Fucking
See, now I'm gonna look this up.
30 goddamn years ago. Nah, I can't. 25 years ago. Anyways,
Sure,
so
yeah.
like he works at like the high school store and
high school store. All right.
yeah, and like so he's about to get fired from the high school store. He's got to get kicked out of school because he got into a fight and there's no money. And then he's like, okay, hey, fuck, okay.
I kind of remember this maybe.
But then like he sells sheets of paper for like an X amount of money a
sounds so
piece.
familiar,
But that
yeah.
I believe that's 3 o'clock high.
Sure. Maybe I have seen it, but
I feel like I've only, and I'm going to say this, I've only seen this once, but it's so vivid in my brain.
Right.
Any movie I see on TBS for whatever reason.
Right.
Like, you remember Dinner in a Movie?
yes.
Like,
Oh yeah.
I fucking loved Dinner in a Movie. And I always wanted to make whatever the fuck they were making. And one thing that's so brilliant about that, like that program,
Yeah.
is because they tell you what they're going to make and what it's going to be. So you could make it at the same time.
You should do this show.
Yeah.
You should do this show.
Where it's like,
Okay,
okay,
so
just,
already,
just
dude.
time it out. Oh my God. Okay.
I'm just saying. So this is the thing is like back in the day, like even when we were in high school,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
None of this was here. So my point is you could make all this shit. You could be in all this shit, and nobody knew.
Right,
no one
right,
remembered.
right.
You can't get away from making terrible shit anymore.
He was in Freddy's Nightmares.
It's a TV series.
Is
I
it
don't know.
TV series based on Freddy Krueger?
Well, there you go. Yeah. See, Cutting Class.
I also don't remember.
That might be the one I was thinking.
I think Cutting Class is the one.
I've never even heard of Happy Together.
It's not a real movie.
This is what I'm saying, dude. Like none of this
there's
shit was
that.
here.
There's like California with a K. I remember was on
With
here.
David Duchovny.
Yeah.
Too Young to Die. Across this, like I don't see
Thelma and Louise was
And
on
th-
there.
but this is-
Johnny Suede. That's what it was.
Right,
Johnny
right.
Suede.
But this is the thing is this is where it started. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
No, that was like the first credit.
And so right, this is how. Yeah. Anyway, it all gets nowadays. Everyone sees it. Everyone knows it stays there forever. And you could kind of just work your way. Okay, whatever. Well, let's do some.
You got one more on the music that we want to.
Elliott Smith continues to change music with his sophomore self-titled record with the single "Needle in the Hay." Yeah, the first Elliott Smith song I ever heard was the last song on this record, "The Biggest Lie."
Which is phenomenal.
Yeah,
But
iTunes.
did this one
was
also
like,
have Clementine? Was Clementine on here?
I think so.
And then,
I think
Christian
so.
Brothers, I
Yes,
think, was also on here, too.
Yeah.
Singles are just such a funny thing. Like, whatever they decide to, like, okay, we're going to sell this artist. This is the song we're going to use to sell this record.
I tell you
and
what.
if it sells, we're going to put out another single.
Well, I tell you, you listen to some albums and you're like, yeah, that should have been the single.
Yes.
That's actually we're actually out of time, but that's actually an interesting thing about even listening to old records that you used to enjoy, is you're like, I remember the song and I jammed a lot, but it sucks.
Yeah.
Like that
Well,
happens.
it's funny. Like, at one point, like, Thrice is on here
Some
for The
filler.
Artist in the Ambulance. There's, like, 4 singles on that record, and none of them is The Artist in the Ambulance, which is, like, might be the best song on that record.
That'll happen too.
It's
So there
wild.
are misses, right? There's misses, and then
This
there
is,
are
like,
like
5 times over, though?
yeah, that is wild.
Like, that's fucking crazy.
That's a good point.
Happy Monday, y'all. Another one.